Assalamu alaikum. Hello, everyone. Welcome to our Envision Business Talk. Feel free to post any questions on Facebook and YouTube, and we will answer questions as we go. We would like to have more of a conversation rather than one-way speech. Today, we have a very special guest, a great example of women leadership and a great inspiration. Ms. Raja Mazrouei is a visionary and influential figure within the finance and technology sectors. The entrepreneurial spirit and passion for progression has been the driving force behind her achievements and continue to fuel her ambition to help reinforce the UAE's position on the global stage. With over a decade of experience in the financial service sector, Raja has been able to develop an ecosystem for financial technology entrepreneurs in Dubai that has been a primary contributor in the Emirates, being named a top 10 global FinTech hub. Her expertise in marketing communication has enabled her to bring brands to life and foster communities in order to create business opportunities and social impact. Through her career, Raja has held senior positions within the IT, operations, marketing teams at Dubai Holding, the National Bank Corporation, and the DIFC. Her time working with these organizations has exposed her to cultures, systems, and practices that have shaped her ethos as a leader and a pioneer in her field. Today, Raja stands at the helm of one of the region's most successful financial technology hubs and has contributed significantly towards building a vibrant and dynamic community of over 200 FinTech, RegTech, InsurTech firms operating at the DIFC. As Executive Vice President of FinTech Hive, she brings together leading financial institutions, government entities, technology partners, and entrepreneurs to realize a common goal in driving forward the UAE's national innovation agenda and shaping the future of the financial services. The rapid growth of the FinTech Hive under Raja's leadership has been recognized on a global scale, with it being ranked one of the world's best financial innovation labs. In addition, she has been named one of the top 100 women in FinTech Innovate Finance, the 50 most influential women in the Middle East finance by Dow Jones Financial News, and the top 100 power businesswomen in the Middle East by Forbes. Raja is an executive graduate of the Harvard Business School and serves as a member of the HBS MENA and Central Asia Advisory Board and is vice president of the HBS Club for GCC. In addition, she holds positions on the boards of Dubai FinTech Ventures and Al Masraf Bank for Investment and Foreign Trade. Joining us as we discuss the future of women in business and FinTech and how she and the IFC are breaking new grounds in this topic. Hello, Ms. Raja.
Hello, Dr. Nairouz. Thank you so much for the amazing introduction, and thank you for hosting me today. I'm really excited to join you and the audience to talk about a topic that is really close to my heart and I'm super passionate about, which is women in business and women in FinTech.
Great, thank you so much. We didn't give you justice, but if I'm going to talk about the full career, it's going to take us days to be able to do so. So inshallah, I'm sure we'll be able to do more as we go. Ms. Raja, today, while still not enough, we are seeing an astonishing rise in women entering the business world and proving their place in it. As someone that has been inside the corporate world for over a decade, have you personally seen that growth?
Absolutely, Dr. Nairouz. I have seen that, and actually being a woman in a male-dominated sectors throughout my career, because I've spent a majority of my career within technology and infrastructure, and then moving to financial services. And these two sectors are quite not very friendly for women, I would say. So I have seen more women recently take up roles in innovation and technology and financial services compared to previous years.
And in your opinion, why did this happen? Why do you think that this opportunity, having more women, happened?
I think the awareness that we have been able to create around the opportunities in these sectors drives these women. There is a lot of amazing, influential women within these sectors that have demonstrated the success and the capability of women to be leaders in these domains, because that's not the norm that we were raised to think about. We would think that we probably take roles in management or in other areas compared to finance and tech, because it's a bit technical. And these need a bit of risk, sort of, in terms of taking a decision, or also it needs an interpersonal skills in terms of debating or justifying. So it's a very technical role, and women usually try to avoid, or we think that they try to avoid conflicts or confrontations. However, when they see women like myself and others really progressing within these domains, they get inspired and start to look at such opportunities.
Absolutely. And throughout your journey, when can you remember, the aha moment, if you will? Have you noticed that there was a specific time where things have shifted and we started to have more openness towards having women in business?
Absolutely. I would have loved if that moment happened earlier in my life, but it didn't. And I would say it really happened around 2014. And until 2014, I was spending my career in IT roles. So I really prefer to be working behind the scenes, behind the servers, or developing applications or building an infrastructure, and avoiding engaging with clients or customers facing roles. And in 2014, that transformation happened, and I decided to move from a back office role to a front office role. And with the support of the DIFC's management, I spoke with the governor at that time, and I wanted to move to a role in marketing and communications, because as much as it was risky for me to move from IT to marketing and communications, I knew that would give me the fastest access to the industry expertise and knowledge, because to be in the front line, you'll have to understand everything that was going on. The governor believed in me, and that gave me a boost of confidence and allowed me to take on that role. And I worked very closely with the business development team to understand how they conduct business from their aspect, how do we communicate, everything that I was doing in terms of technical implementation at the back. And I just enjoyed it. And I was like, wow, this is amazing compared to, being in the back office. It's really not so bad. I had my own fears. However, I overcome all of these fears with the support of my colleagues and, testing the market and speaking with clients and customers. And then I started speaking in public events and so forth. And I realized that I actually know much more than what I thought I knew, because I never communicated that. And since then, I managed to really grow in my career and prove myself and support the initiative by spreading the awareness about the financial services sector and the DIFC.
Amazing. You've given us already so many tips for women to excel in business. So we have to be courageous. We have to believe in what we know, and most probably, and actually statistics show that women tend to know more than what they believe they know. And that's why they tend to be a little bit more shy in expressing themselves or being courageous to go and apply, for more senior roles, if you will. So to be sponsored, you need someone to believe in you and support you. very great tips and insight. Thank you very much.
You have to believe in yourself first, and then everyone will believe in you. If you have that self-doubt, you won't be able to communicate that image forward.
Absolutely. FinTech is an amazing word. Can you explain it to us? What is FinTech and how it's going to shape the finance of tomorrow?
So FinTech simply is using technology to transform the financial services sector. And 3 years ago, I really found it very difficult to explain what FinTech was. And I was actually explaining it at every event that I would go to or every person I would meet. But today, I really don't need to do that. I think we did a great work by creating the awareness. And with the pandemic, it really accelerated the digital and technology transformation across all sectors. And when you speak about FinTech now, the audience would be more receptive towards understanding how technologies or innovations in the financial services sector using technology has been produced to complement the financial services sector. We encourage partnership between the financial institutions and the startups because the startups are small, they're fast, and they can help the financial institutions move forward within their digital transformation. And this is the opportunity for collaboration because we have a lack of regulation that enables the FinTech services to go to customers directly. So the financial institutions in our region still have the benefit of being supported by the regulatory framework. However, we have seen accelerated regulations between the different authorities within the UAE that enables the FinTech companies to provide their services to the consumers. And in the next few years, we would see a rise in the number of FinTech companies that are offering their services directly to consumers.
Great, very, very interesting indeed. And you've touched on startups. So can you share with us what are you doing in FinTech Hive to support startups?
So maybe I'll take a couple of minutes to explain the FinTech Hive for the audience and in case they didn't hear about it. The FinTech Hive was launched back in 2017 as an initiative to engage the financial institutions within the DIFC with technology and startups. The main idea was for a financial services sector, and the DIFC being the top hub for finance in the region, technology is disrupting all sectors. And when it comes to finance, technology is disrupting financial services. What role could the DIFC play to make sure all the financial institutions are aware, engaged, and collaborating with technology innovation? So the idea of the FinTech Hive was, let's bring the financial institutions, understand the challenges that they are facing today, look at what's happening globally in terms of innovation in financial services, and try and engage with in a program where they get the opportunity to work with these startups to experiment with these products. So we launched the first cohort back in 2017 with 10 startups joining the program. And it was a great success. In 2018, we launched the second cohort of the accelerator with 22 startups, and even more success came out of it. Last year was our biggest cohort, and it was 31 startups joined the program, and we had 22 financial institutions working with us on the program. Collectively, we have accelerated about 100 FinTech startups over the last 3 years. On top of that, we have engaged in about 65 proof of concepts between the institutions and the startups, and collectively launched 22 products in the market today from the FinTech Hive. But that we didn't stop there. We've actually expanded the community, and we've realized that these startups, when they come here and start experimenting with financial institutions, they actually require a license, an office to operate from under a legal or regulatory framework. So the DIFC provided the FinTech Hive with a co-working space that we could use to lease to startups, and the leases are based on co-working and flexi solutions. Looking at the capabilities of these startups, and launched specific FinTech innovation licenses that are subsidized to enable the startups set up a commercial entity, lease a desk, and start engaging with financial institutions under the regulatory requirements. Today, we have more than 160 companies, startups operating from the FinTech Hive, and they're diverse, regulated, non-regulated, and they're all doing lots of amazing and innovative work from the DIFC.
Is there any specific criteria if somebody is interested to come and apply? What do they need to do?
So our accelerator program is very competitive. We take in less than 5% of the total applications that came through, because we receive loads of applications. Really, a lot of applications came through. And the only issue with that program is that it's very specific to the industry requirement. So we scout for the startups, but then when we find them, we match them with the financial institutions. So that's the program. The criteria for the program is for the company to have an innovative technology, obviously, and it has to be in a growth stage of its life cycle. We prefer a post-revenue. We do thorough due diligence on the co-founders and on the investors of these companies before engaging them in the program. And we require at least one of the co-founders to be in the program for the whole duration, because this program introduces them to the leading executives from all of these financial institutions, and they should be able to take decisions on ways to amend or work with the technology that will enable them create a value for that partner. However, the companies that can't make it into the program, we still allow them to join our ecosystem, so they can get the license or the office space from the DIFC, benefit from the networking opportunities that we have, and connect with financial institutions in a non-program engagement.
Mm-hmm. Amazing. And I assume this is open for everyone, right? Not limited to one country or one city. Anybody internationally, from anywhere from the globe, they can come and apply, right?
Absolutely, Nairouz. And on that point, I would like to say that our first cohort, we didn't have any company from the UAE. They were all global, and they were diverse from the US, from Singapore, from India, from Hong Kong, from Lebanon. So we had really diverse group. In the second year, we managed to find one company from the UAE, which was great. The third year, I think we had about 7 or 8 companies from the UAE. So when you look at these numbers, you realize how the program have inspired entrepreneurs to tap into FinTech and to experiment that technology, because there's an ecosystem that supports these FinTechs when they come here. And when they come here, we don't only do that. On top of that, we connect them with a wide network of investors, including DIFC FinTech Fund that is dedicated to invest in FinTech to help them scale and grow their startups from the region. So there's a huge ecosystem that's built around FinTech here in the UAE and in DIFC to support the growth of these companies. So whoever can't make it to the program will always find the value of joining the community, the ecosystem, and the co-working space.
Great. Last week, we were actually talking about rebound and that, going back, if you will, one of the solutions that have been proposed, and there are some studies to support it, that it is women-owned business and women-owned startups. I know that you're so passionate about supporting women startups. Can you tell us about your program and what you're doing for that?
So as part of our accelerator program, we keep at one place in the program from the startups for a female co-founded company. So we search for that company and we find it and we place it in the program. And then on top of that, last year we have launched a program, a female-focused talent accelerator program called Accelerate Her. And it was a very successful program. The program objective was to identify high potential women from within the financial services sector, engage them with the FinTech Hive program so that they get access to the whole innovation management process that we run here. They attend all the interviews, all the conversations with the startups pitches, understand the technology. And on top of that, we've curated a special program for them that focus on personal branding, communication skill, investment management, innovation management, and pair them with mentors from within the financial services sector. So that program enabled these women to understand what's happening in innovation and financial services. How could they connect with opportunities within the FinTech through this program, and also expand their network through meeting different mentors from different institutions. We were able to graduate 12 women from the program last year. This year, thank you so much. And we just launched the program yesterday again. We launched the applications for the program. So we're accepting applications from the public. Last year, it was only for our partnering institutions, but due to the demand that we have received from the industry, we've opened the application to any woman from within the financial services sector that's looking to be inspired through this program. And we will select these women and develop a specific program to enable them access that innovation ecosystem through the FinTech Hive.
Great. Is the registration still open so if our viewers can still apply, or have we reached the deadline?
Yes, we launched the applications yesterday, and I just posted about it on my LinkedIn this morning. So applications will be open for 2 to 3 weeks, and then we will start the interview process and select the women. But it's definitely a very popular program, super competitive. However, we're really passionate about it and dedicating all the resources that we have access to support these women. And Dr. Nairouz, would be so great to have you also as one of the mentors for this program.
Thank you, Tislami. Absolutely, would love to. And I think the timing then has been really perfect so that, our viewers know about this great program and, inspire women in finance to apply. So hopefully you will have a bigger turnaround and good luck to everyone.
Inshallah.
While there is a lot of data that shows women-founded businesses in MENA region return higher ROI, however, the studies shows that, out of 1,423 investment that happened last year, only 14% of the investment were towards startup founded by women. Now, this is going to be a two-part question. The first part I would like to ask you, how can we encourage, in your opinion, more women entrepreneurship in the region?
So to promote more women entrepreneurship, I think me and you and many influential women in the sector need to do more work in terms of creating the awareness, talking about the opportunity and connecting the business opportunities. On top of that, I believe that we need to support these women by either connecting them to business opportunities or really investing in their companies. I know there are female-focused VC funds here in the UAE and in the region that are investing only in female co-founded businesses. And if we continue to talk about the opportunity for these women to engage within the entrepreneurial ecosystem, we will definitely be able to have more women join that. And this is something that we are doing through the Accelerate Her program, because through this program, these women get exposed to the opportunity, the technology, the investment, the relationship, and the network, which enables her to really take her idea to a technology or to a business right from where she is right now. And if we have more initiatives to support creating and supporting the awareness of the opportunity, we'll be able to have more women join the entrepreneurial ecosystem in the UAE.
Great. And the second part now, speaking a little bit about the hard talk, just that the discrepancy between the data about the ROI and the contribution to investment towards women-led business, that it is not only due to lack of women entrepreneurs, but it is also due to access to funding being deeply gender biased. Do you believe there is truth to that? Have you seen it yourself?
I personally believe there is that bias because, as we rightly said in the very beginning, women know much more than what they think they know. And when they present themselves or the opportunity, they don't sometimes show that confidence. And because the bias is there, knowing that the male have much more entrepreneurial or risk-taking kind of personality, the investors would feel more engaged with a male-run business. However, the numbers prove that not only in the MENA region, but globally, that women co-founded businesses have higher return on investment. We both know that, many others know that, and we need to continue to encourage these women to really clear, structure their ideas and their plans and communicate them effectively, and reach out to the support system from within the sector, reach out to myself, yourself, all of these investor network that support and look for female co-founded businesses and grow their businesses. We've seen amazing examples here in the UAE itself. I don't remember their names, but I can give you a couple of startups. There is the Money Now, there is I just forgot them, but there are few female co-founded businesses. Sarwa is the biggest example from the FinTech Hive. It's one of the co-founder is a lady, and they're doing an amazing job, and they're growing organically from the FinTech Hive, because when you have a woman as a co-founder, you actually get access to the collective mind when you think about the value proposition of the business. And women take all of the investment decisions, whether it's in the family or through the to deciding what to buy or where to invest the money, from within the family. So they understand and they connect with each other. Having a female co-founder really supports the business to grow.
Great. Now I want to hear more from you. What can you tell us more about your own personal journey, challenges throughout the years, being a woman in business, and what made you fall in love with FinTech?
Nairoz, I am from Abu Dhabi originally. I am from a Mazrouei family. It's a very traditional family, and I'm so proud of this family. And I came to Dubai when I got married, and I was still not confident that I would ever make it into business, because within the family, it was appreciated if women were focusing on raising the kids and staying at home. But since I was young, I knew that I wanted to work, and working for developing myself more than doing anything else. So it has been a journey for me in terms of getting the family on board with my first job, or getting the support from my husband to whether continue to work post the marriage, or even leaving the kids with my husband and traveling to the States to go to the Harvard executive management program. It was not easy in the culture or for me, but I was blessed with the support system, whether it's my husband and my mother and my sisters. Although regardless of all the challenges, we managed to reach where I am right now. Choosing a non-traditional course of study, which was technology back then, really enabled me to be more technical in my thinking, factual, looking at numbers and trying to find justification for everything while doing that. And I can't ignore the fact that here in the UAE, we have a government and a leadership that appreciates the contribution of women in the economy, in the community. We are recognized by the leadership. There are multiple initiatives that are put in place to support, engage women in the workflows, in the work field, and also engage them with the community. So if you are in a place that is filled with opportunities, I think it's on you not to take any of these opportunities forward. The only thing we need to do, I think, is to face our fears, because these fears are only in our minds. Once we face them and we realize that they don't exist, we would be able to excel. The same with me. I never thought I would speak in public. However, I've challenged myself, and I am with you today on this session, and I have been on many other sessions. So the day you face your fears, you're able to really let go of these thoughts and really focus on what matters. And being a mother of two amazing kids, I always talk to them about the role the women play in developing the economy, the family, and the role that they have to play in enabling this. So I believe that the next generation would be much more conscious towards the role of women and the contribution of women, and they will be more exposed towards that value compared to where we started. So I just believe it's going to get better from here on.
Inshallah, surely we will make it better. We will work together to make it better. We were talking earlier about how COVID proved, if you will, that female are challenged more, especially now with working from home. Tell us more about your thoughts on that.
So when you look at the whole pandemic and when it started, I believe so many people were like me. I personally was in denial because I was really busy with work and maybe got overwhelmed a little bit when the lockdown happened and we couldn't operate unless from our computers. And at that moment, I've realized that I am home and my kids are very close and they can find me whenever they want. Plus, they are doing online schooling and they need support with that. And then managing the household on top of everything else. And being a woman, realizing that, I have to do much more than my partner when it comes to managing the household, made me think, why do we have to do more? Now with working from home, the family considers your availability to manage the whole family. At the same time, your company expects you to be online all the time, responding to emails and engaging in business. So that balance was a little bit unbalanced for a while until I've managed to figure out a way to control the flow that is coming, whether it's from work or from family. But there is a study that has been launched by McKinsey. They did a survey for men and women working from home, and the feedback they got that the men really enjoyed the experience. They were home, they would just connect online and get on their laptops and do work. However, the women found it really challenging because they were all going through what I was going through. They had to look at the kids, their online learning, they had to manage the household, logistics, etc. So it was not fair. And, I think it's a priority for any woman to really realize what are her priorities and also engage her partner in managing all of these priorities so that they both get fair opportunities.
Great. And, going back to FinTech, FinTech referred to technology that was applied to the back-end system of banks or other financial institutions. But since then, it has grown to encompass a wide range of other applications that are more consumer-focused. The technology is moving surely faster than ever, like you mentioned. Where do you see it going?
So, as you rightly mentioned, when FinTech started to grow in this region, it was focused on B2B engagements with the financial institutions. And most of the financial institutions back then were not open to innovation, were not open to engaging with startups, because in their minds, this is a startup, and if I plug it into my system, they could, jeopardize my whole infrastructure. However, with the acceleration programs and the rules of engagement that has been implemented, like the digital sandboxes, etc., it has made it easier for the FinTech startups to engage with the financial institutions. And looking back at the regulation did not allow the FinTech startups to offer services to consumers directly. However, now these regulations are available. So, for example, in the DIFC, we have regulations for robo-advisory, for crowdfunding, peer-to-peer lending, and payments. And in all of these regulations, you are able to launch companies using these regulations. And the UAE Central Bank is issuing certain regulations for the FinTech that will enable these technologies to provide the services directly to customers. And this is happening, and we've seen few products launch, and more will come through as well.
Perfect. Thank you so much. We have now some questions from the audience. If you don't mind, I would like to read it to you. A question from Gina: how COVID-19 has impacted FinTech startups over the past months? And are there any accelerated strategies that you are planning to support new startups?
Absolutely. So COVID-19 has impacted the whole world, and FinTech in particular, because these startups were really fundraising and engaging with institutions. And when this pandemic happened, everyone sort of froze in the beginning until they figured out the way. However, the good news is that the financial services sector has realized that with the cashless payments and contactless delivery of customers, and the customers themselves knowing that they can get away without visiting the branch, there is no going back. We will see more branches closed down and more e-services available. And I think this was accelerated by COVID, and it created engagement opportunities for lots of the FinTech startups to engage with the institutions, because they have realized that they don't have time and they have to move as quickly as possible to accommodate all of the requirements of the new normal. The DIFC at that time launched a package to support and stimulate FinTech startups. So the registration fees for new companies were waived, and then the leases were, prepared some installment plans to support the startups during that time. And I think it's not only the DIFC, but also the whole UAE government put a stimulus plan in place to enable that these companies and startups continue to grow with the minimum slowdown due to COVID.
Speaking about UAE's effort, a question from Lian: is UAE mandating a plan for accelerating opportunities for Emirati women leaders in the FinTech or in all sectors in general?
I think accelerating Emirati women leaders is happening organically and naturally without a need for a mandate, as I mentioned, because of the UAE Gender Balance Initiative, because of the leadership that is involving the women, whether it's in the Federal Council, whether it's the women ambassadors that represent the UAE, or the female ministers that represent the rest of the women in the UAE. That's a clear message on the direction of the government and the leadership, and that creates loads of opportunities for women to take up these roles. So through our Accelerator program, we would definitely be super excited to find these Emirati women and help them grow and accelerate their careers. But there are multiple initiatives across the UAE that does that as well.
Great. Sandra, first of all, she's saying, thank you, Ms. Raja. And the question, women are founding companies more than ever before and double the growth rate of businesses owned by men. What could be done better to ease investment in women-led startups?
So as I mentioned, Alessandra, there are female-focused funds that you could reach out to that would invest in women directly. And I know that Mindshift Fund from the DIFC invests in women, and Wayne Women Angel Investors Network invests in female co-founded companies. But that does not discount that other VCs would invest in them. I believe that if you go to these VCs, they would definitely look at your proposal. And if you need any support in terms of reaching them, I'll be more than happy to connect you. Just drop me a message on LinkedIn. The message I want to make here is that VCs and funds are looking for female-founded businesses to invest in. So don't shy away from asking for funding. This is the right opportunity to do it.
Excellent, great news. Thank you so much. And thanks for your support in connecting us. Yusra asking, do you think the current business situation is more challenging for women? And if yes, what's the key element you think is still missing to achieve our goals?
I wouldn't say it is more challenging right now. However, if you understand how your life-work balance has been impacted by COVID and you reprioritize and reshifted towards an environment and support system that work for you, then then you're back to normal. And if you feel that you have more responsibilities, you really need to look within your support system on how to balance that. I believe the family career balance is really important for any woman to be able to achieve her goals and objectives. Sometimes you will have to compromise, but it really depends on your priority. And if you find the right support system, you might not have to compromise at all. Good luck with that, Sarah. Yusra.
Thank you. And Yusra is making a note that what you've mentioned earlier about women know more than they think, what they think they know, super empowering. So thank you, Ms. Raja, for this statement. Next question, also amazing insight, Gina is commenting. Joe is asking, what are the lessons learned from the main challenges you have come across your journey as a woman leader from within the region? Any lessons that you can share with us? Yeah.
Absolutely. Speak up your mind. Don't doubt yourself. Trust your intuition. And if you have a question that surfaces in your mind, I used to block it and bring it down. Just say it. Ask for help when you need it. It's totally okay to ask for help, ask for mentorship, ask for guidance. It doesn't take anything away from you. And being a woman, I sort of understand how women think. We're too judgmental of ourselves, and we shouldn't be. We really should accept ourselves. And if we don't know the answer, it's okay to ask. I mean, nobody is perfect knowing everything around them. And we continue to evolve. And the only way for us to be able to keep up with that is to continue to learn, continue to ask, and find support from around us.
Absolutely. And Sarah and Nada, they're thanking you for such an inspiring, story, and they're very proud of you. So thank you, Sarah and Nada. If anybody else has any question, please go ahead and post it. We would love to continue the conversation. Any tips you can give us now to going back to the new normal from your point of view? What, if there's in general, anything specific to reorganizing our lives as women?
So I'll tell you personally, I would like to travel for pleasure only. I used to spend a lot of time traveling for work. As much as I can do online, I would actually do that online and use that time for myself and for my family. Really find that balance. After COVID, we've realized we can do the meetings online within 20 minutes. And before COVID, I would probably drive to Abu Dhabi for a meeting that would take me 3 hours on the road, 1 hour in the meeting, which was really okay. Maybe we thought we could do it that way, but now, getting on a call, 5 people are connected, and if it's a heavy topic, it would take 1 hour to finalize. And if it's a small topic, 20 minutes maximum. So really leverage on all of the digital resources around you. Build your network. I think it's the most important advice I would give to women specifically. Build your network, reach out to your network. They will all support you. We are all here to support each other, and use these opportunities to reach out, to connect, and also to express interest in taking up roles. For example, today I've received a request from a contact on LinkedIn to be one of the mentors in the accelerator program. And I absolutely directed her towards filling in the application and would definitely value her contribution. So speak up. Ask for engagements, opportunities, initiatives, and if you really don't have anything else to do some volunteer and pro bono work. That will come back with bigger opportunities.
Great, thank you so much for your insight. Any last suggestion, advice, note that you would like us to close with?
Dr. Niruz, first of all, I would like to thank you for hosting me today. The second thing is, I would say I would love to see more women founding businesses. So set up startups, ask for funding, develop the talent, build a team, and go to market. And that would make us so proud of you, and hopefully we can support you in one way or another.
Thank you. We have another question coming in, so we're not done yet, but thank you so much. Sarah is asking, don't you think that women invite gender discrimination by shouting that we are women?
I don't think so, Sarah. There is no discrimination. However, I don't think there is fair distribution of opportunities because of the bias and because of the legacy belief system that we are still living with today. But when we're not really shouting we're women, we're just, recommending the additional values that we can contribute with or add to the table when we join forums like these. And once these are realized, whether it's through investors or sponsors or leaders, you will be able to create a ripple effect of engaging more women in the workforce.
Mr. Rajwa, can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay, sorry, we lost the last sentence. If you can just repeat it, please.
So I was saying, if more women like myself and you, Dr. Niruz, and all the amazing women around us continue to show the value women create for any organization they join, they will be able to create a ripple effect of more women joining the workforce and creating additional value.
Great, thank you so much. There are endless statements to thank you for your insights. We won't have enough time to read them all, but everybody is very impressed, and we all appreciate your time and insights. So finally, I would like to personally thank you for joining us today. A sentiment I'm sure is shared by all of our viewers, and we have all the testimonial to support this statement. This is a topic that I feel very passionate about, and I absolutely believe in everything you do and say. If it was up to me, I would have liked this interview to last all day. So definitely hope you'll join us again soon, inshallah. Let us know in the comments, Facebook page or on Twitter if you have any questions, and we will reach out to Ms. Raja and get you answers if you couldn't make it now. And what would you like to see about the talk next time? Thank you very much.
Thank you, Dr. Nairouz, for having me. Thank you for the audience for joining us today. And I would like to see some of these amazing women apply to the accelerator program, the Women's Accelerator Program. And if there are any startups that are looking for either funding or support, please come to the FinTech Hive. We are here at the DIFC and we will help you as much as we can. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.